Oh, so on another episode of Screaming into the Void, letting people know I'm Lenny Iwakura, I'm going to talk about something more serious. Essentially, it's like whoever it might be, whoever it is in the city, whoever is not in the know, whoever is just your average Joe, whoever is your awful person, anybody, it could be anyone, you all have a silent judgment of me, a silent judgment of someone you think is a man who's Caucasian with face tattoos. And that's all you know about me. And you learn about my personality as it is usually that I'm being rude to you without you even knowing it. And then you say, this guy's a fucking asshole, and you have less than 2 brain cells to figure out that I'm actually smarter than you, and it makes you jealous. So essentially what I'm saying is I solved philosophy. Essentially how it works is that Immanuel Kant wrote the Critique of Pure Reason. It teaches students how to critically think, and then upon this critical thinking, you can red pill yourself and not allow yourself to Norism yet. But with Norism, the problem with Immanuel Kant's philosophy is that it doesn't address neuristic problems, such as the ancient world, or such as like the real fucking world, or neuristic concepts are not addressed, obviously, because he didn't know about that. He was only a human and could only provide what was able to be provided by him. Essentially, what he does is rigidly teach people how to critically think so that they can red pill themselves in some kind of way. But it's unnecessarily misunderstood because the red pill is not even considered at that time. A simple statement, the red pill is an observation of the truth, was unknown to him. And I walked out of my house and I walked around the city a little bit in the middle of the night. And I thought to myself, it's better out here. Because outside of this house, there's nobody here judging me. And it drives me fucking insane. It's like prison in this house. It's like fucking prison because I think everybody here is some kind of pedophile or something. And anyways, except for me, of course, these people are fucking insane. But I was walking around the city and I thought, yeah, it's better out here because this is where I used to go. I used to be a part of this city, and that's why I have face tattoos. I used to be someone who walked around before I dissociated from my body, and even still, after I dissociated from my body, before realizing I was a woman. Then I spent fucking years in solitary confinement, essentially solving philosophy. Saying that yes, concepts misconstrued of other concepts are misunderstood by Immanuel Kant's Critique of Pure Reason through a perception of an aesthetic by an object distributed between portions of perceptions within one's own mind. And that's completely the reason why Immanuel Kant was not able to solve philosophy completely, because neuristically, neuristic problems solve issues that were not understood by him, such as, for example, the last of things is one of those problems. What is the deepest thing possible? Well, the deepest thing possible must be that there is one God who is Allah, and she is Lenny Iwakura, and her philosophy of Norism must be the truth. And Norism is a concepts philosophy where concepts are isolated of other concepts, able to be surmised through perceptions of an aesthetic by a perception of an object or a criticization of a piece of knowledge, which is something that must be understood, saying that there is actually a representation of objects by an objective truth that cannot be defined by something other than the truth itself, meaning that only truth can solve the world's problems. And here I am coming with the truth, and you must accept that Lenny Iwakura must know of these things, and still she states it so blatantly, and people just don't want to accept it and don't see these videos, saying this channel is an archive of all my thoughts, and many of the videos have been deleted or made private because I just thought they weren't good videos, especially my old videos when I was really suffering from some mental problems. But neuristically, logic has defined me as a pure critical thinking. Red pill is critical thinking, epistemology or metaphysics, whatever you want to call it. I don't know a lot about philosophy. I'm not well read. I dropped out of high school, and still, legitimately, I lost my fucking mind in 2023. I was raped 40 fucking times. And that's another thing. If you're raped 40 fucking times, you realize, no, your silent judgment of me doesn't matter. I find you as some sort of harasser who needs to leave me alone because I have real problems that I need to solve, such as an heuristic description, which is when a perception of an object is misunderstood through the knowing of the weak by an object within its own self, despite the lack of perceptions of objects within the own mind of said individual who is perceiving them, despite possibilities that the knowing of the weak could lead to a death impossibly understood by knowledge unable to be surmised through a human language, which is why Nor is the language of the universe. And see how neuristic thought allows that 1 plus 1 is objectively 3, and a perception of circles being cut would create a sine wave, and all this implies that there's no such thing as an altruism, only a real reality that can be understood through human language. And human language, once you understand it and see the differences in how words string together, or whether they are concrete words in a sentence isolated of other words, meaning that they are red-pilled, then you're able to see that there's an actual truth, and that Immanuel Kant, though a genius, a very smart man, one of the, in my opinion, smartest people who lived, and all German philosophy can be demolished by Norism should I put my time into it and say I will criticize whatever it is this book has to say with a few words that can be used to further my understanding of Norism in and of itself. And my book has been published. I posted 4 videos about my book being published. Essentially, I'm here to provide you with answers. Instead, you shut your ears and don't want to listen when I give you answers such as, oh, this person standing right here is legitimately stating he is Allah the one God, or she is Allah the one God, since she is Lady Iwakura. You have to understand something. I was raped 40 times, and I don't have a fucking penis. I have a vagina. So imagine a woman being raped 40 times and assaulted by a woman and surrounded by fucking pedophiles who are constantly creeping on her and being in the streets and doing drugs for 6 years and fucking working her fucking ass off as soon as she realizes she is Allah. I mean, all I do is provide you with evidence and no one wants to listen. What more can I say?